Hello everyone and welcome back to Age Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. So in this video I'm going to be talking about what plans I have for 2019. Now I have just came off another night shift, but I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible because it is the video talking about what I want to do in 2019. So the sort of longer I leave it, sort of less relevant it gets, if you see what I mean. So 2019, hopefully here's to another great year of releases from Games Workshop and great things to come. And what I want to do is really in this year, sort of coming back off the video I did for how 2018 has been a great year for me. So what I want to do in 2019 is continue to work on the channel, continue to put in the time and the effort, and to hopefully as a outcome of that to grow the channel to like I said in 2018, like a year ago, it's when I first started the channel, when I first started producing these videos, and so I went from 0 to where I am now with, you know, tens of subscribers and so on, which, like, I've thanked you guys enough for that. That's really good of you. Thank you for your support. I want to try and do that again this year, which like I'll say straight away now, if I manage to double, like, you know, the subscribers and stuff I've got now in a year's time, I'll be over the moon with that. But I really want to try and work on the channel to try and make it grow, and just to, because I know the bigger the channel gets, is the more chance it has of reaching more people who are, you know, searching for help on YouTube and the internet and stuff. So that is really the goal there, to try and help as many people out with the hobby by making the channel grow. And also what I want to do with the content is I really want to sort of target at what you guys are after, what you guys would like to see me make in terms of videos. Like, one of the things I wanted to do with the channel, and I started with the Night Haunt and I want to take it through into 2019, is the law and army videos for each army in Age of Sigmar. Now I want to know from you guys how much of an idea you like that, because I'm more than willing to put the time and effort into it, as I want to ideally, the plan behind it is to, by the time I'm done, or by the time, you know, I'm halfway through, I really will start building a Age of Sigmar army archive, which would be it's a lovely thought I've got of putting all the time and effort into making these videos for, you know, the bigger armies of Age of Sigmar. So, you know, you've got things like the Blades of Khorne, you've got the Stormcast, you've got, you know, like I said, the Night Haunt, and you know, Legions of Nagash, Disciples of Tzeentch, Sylvaneth. You get the idea of those sort of bigger armies, but then you have the armies that you know, the sort of mid-tier ones, you know, like the Iron Jaws, Flesh Eater Courts, and things like Seraphon. And then you've got, you know, like the really small ones, which are things like even just things like, you know, Gutbusters, and of course going into more precise things like, you know, even Firebellies. It's an example. There's one, Phoenix Temple, even like the Skaven clans as well, you know, like Clan Eshin, Clan Moulder, Clan Skyer, Clan Pestilence you got there I suppose as well, Clan Verminous, and, you know, a Master Clan. Just all these little broken up you know, armies, you know, Swiftfoot Agents, that's another one. It'd just be nice to make a like I say, Age of Sigmar army archive of eventually, you know, by the time I'm done with this, which could take a very, very long time, but imagine having every single one of those armies archived on the channel, which would be, you know, like, really, in my opinion, I think it'd be really a cool thing to do, just because there's so many different ideas you can have for armies. You know, like, if you're like me, I'm the sort of person where I can wake up one day wanting to do one army, and then I wake up the next day and I want to do another army. I'm very switch, I fall in love with armies very quickly, shall we say. And I know when I fall in love with an army, I'm like, oh, I'll go onto the internet and find out what there is, you know, dive into the lore and all that sort of thing. And you know, I do go onto YouTube and dive in there and see, like, if someone's already made a video about it, great. They can, you know, like, I don't know, basically read out the lore to me when I'm working on that army I'm building on. So it'd be really nice if those mini armies, you know, like Phoenix Temple, Swiftfoot Agents, you know, Firebellies, all those sorts of things, not really armies, but you know what I mean, if they got their own sort of part of this archive in this sort of library of knowledge of Age of Sigmar, I just think that'd be quite a cool thing to do. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that, like, Age of Sigmar army archive from the lore and army videos, which I've already got one example up already, which is the Night Haunt. Let me know if you guys were a fan of that, and if so, that's something I'll be doing in the future for sure. So that also leads on to what would you guys like to see from the channel in 2019? And this could be things like, video ideas. If you'd like me to try and work on more like battle reports, lore videos, arming and tactic videos, even things like painting tutorials, or in general just keeping up with the flood of news we're getting from Warhammer community at the moment. That's something you'd like me to try and keep on top on best I can. That'd be really good, because like I say, I want to work on the channel to grow it and try and build this community that I've started up. Would be absolutely awesome. So basically, by you guys telling me what you'd like to see, it's only going to help me be able to make that building and growing of this community a lot easier and a lot faster. So that'd be fantastic. And that also leads on to things like, I know some other channels have got things like Instagram pages and all that sort of thing for the sort of armies that they work on. And I'll be honest, I don't have Instagram. I've got Facebook, but I don't have Instagram. But I'll be willing to get it, actually. And I could sort of like put up albums of like my death armies, and like maybe even, you know, if I put some time and effort into it, how I painted certain things. So I could have, I don't know, an album of the Flesh-Eater Courts and saying like how I achieved that. And, you know, like things like the Death Lords and how I managed to paint them like that. Just in case that's something that you guys are interested in. It might not be, but I just thought I'd put it out there as an idea that I could put like an Instagram page up, or just basically put some effort into making this channel be more on social media and just putting a presence there. It's just an idea, so it'll be interesting to hear what your guys' thoughts are on that as well. Right, okay, and then going into a bit more personal for myself in my own hobby for 2019. Like I said in my last video, I let slip that I got, you know, like 9,000 points worth of Skaven to work on. That just sort of just slipped in there a little bit. Just a small amount of Skaven. So yeah, like 9,000 points Skaven, which, you know, consists of, I can't list it all, but, you know, things like 3 Hellpit Abominations, 2 Doom Wheels, like 21 Rogues, I think, like 20 like Skaven Warlords, like 400 Clan Rats, stuff like that. So I've got loads to work on with the Skaven, which I am still really excited about, and even more so with the Carrion Empire box set coming out, which will be absolutely fantastic. And I have also got a second army already for 2019, and I sort of picked this up at the same time I got the Skaven. And this army, I traded my Gutbuster Ogres for it, just because I do like the Gutbusters, but I sort of just felt like a Gutbuster army, for me anyway, it's an ogre army, and comparing it to the armies that I already play with, I could compare it to my Flesh-Eater Courts, like a heavy Crypt Horror army. It's, you know, a Crypt Horror sort of reminds me anyway of an ogre. You know, it's sort of like, it's got, I think ogres have got 3 attacks each, which do 2 damage each. Very similar to the Crypt Horrors, but the Crypt Horrors, I just, you know, like model wise, I prefer them. I think, you know, yeah, they're more expensive in points and stuff, but, you know, they're better in the game. You know, they can regenerate their models, for Christ's sake. So I would pick Crypt Horrors over the Gutbusters anyway. So in that case, I'm not going to be playing the Gutbusters. So I thought I would trade them in for the second army, and that is a Tamarkan Horde army. And this is, in case you guys aren't aware, it's one of the armies from Forge World. So it is a Forge World army, and I do only have like 1,220 points, I believe, in total. So what I've got in this army, guys, I've got Tamarkan. I think that's how you pronounce his name, not too sure, but I think, and before I go into the models, what I will say is I've never really been a massive Nurgle fan. In all honesty, it hasn't really been my thing, but the more sort of death I painted up, and especially in the sort of Flesh-Eater Courts, it's not, Flesh-Eater Courts isn't Nurgle-y, but it starts to head in that direction with things like boils and things like, you know, open wounds and cuts and, you know, like exposed bone and stuff like those sorts of things. And painting that, I really, really did enjoy it. And the more I painted up and worked on my Flesh-Eater Courts, had really sort of made me have a bit more of an eye out for Nurgle as a really fun army to paint up. And something I love about this Tamarkan Horde, or Tamarkan Horde, however it's pronounced, is the models I got for it. So I've got Tamarkan himself, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name differently every time, but that's fine. So I've got him as he is the Maggot Lord, and he sits upon his dragon, and as this is a Nurgle dragon, it is called a Toad Dragon, which is a lovely, fascinating creature. And just that the Maggot Lord riding this Toad Dragon, I held him up next to Archaon, and he makes Archaon look tiny, as Archaon himself, not Archaon's mount. So that's pretty cool. And the thing what I love about the lore of the Maggot Lord is that he's essentially that. He is a Maggot Lord. He is actually a parasite. So you might look at the model and you see it, and like I say, I'll put a picture and stuff up for you guys. And you think, oh, he looks like a big, brutish creature sort of thing. But what he is actually, that is actually the body of an ogre, which this parasite has infested and sort of taken control of as it likes. And there's been many stories of where there's one where the parasite, the Maggot Lord himself, infected like a Sinesh sort of like Chaos Lord, and so he's gone from like things like that. He's gone from like a Sinesh Chaos Lord, like perfectly, like the dream body and all that sort of thing, and just basically wrecked it and turned it into like rotting flesh. And then he's like taken over like an ogre here, which is explaining why he is that massive. So yeah, like I say, I really like this model, and really, really cool to have it. And then I've also got 6 plague ogres and 6 plague trolls, and I painted a plague troll up actually, just as the test scheme for the army, and I've painted up quite similar to how I painted up my Fleshed Courts, and I'm really happy how it's turned out. And I'm basing them the same as the Skaven as well, just because the Skaven army, until they get a Worshippers of the Horn battle tome, which is going to come out at some point hopefully, I'm running them as just like a mixed chaos army. So why not chuck in some of the Tamikern's Horde in that if it's a mixed chaos army anyway? So yeah. And then the last model I got with the army is the other name character that we have got for this horde, and that is, I think, is it Kazakh the Befouled, I believe you pronounce it, which is a interesting character, but he's pretty cool. However, his mount for me is the best thing. It's just like a rotting, large dog type creature, which is fantastic. I can't wait to paint it. In all honesty, I think it'd be really, really nice, fun model to work on. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the army. Especially I did trade the ogres in for it. Like I said, I wasn't really doing anything with the ogres, and the ogres was an elite army. That's the nice thing about them. You don't have to paint too many models out for them. However, this Forge World army I've got now, like I said, it's only 1,220 points, I believe, but it does only consist of 14 models, being 6 Plague Ogres, 6 Bile Trolls, or Bile Troggoth, as they're called now, the Maggot Lord himself, and the Befouled as well. So yeah, that would be a fun thing to work on. Like I say, I'm mainly focusing on the Skaven, especially for now anyway, but I just thought that would be a nice fun side product. And because, like I say, it's a Forge World army, it's an army that I was never going to go out and buy, if you see what I mean. But I had my ogres up on a sell page, and someone contacted me saying, would it be interested in a trade? I said, what you got? And they said, I've got this army if you're up for it. And I was like, yeah, that's an army that I'm never going to basically go to Forge World and buy. So to actually, because let's face it, like 3 Plague Ogres are costing you 50 quid, so yeah, it'd be quite expensive to build up from the start, shall we say. So to be able to trade a sort of normal army, if you like, for Forge World army, I thought was pretty cool. Of course, the ogres I think was like over 2,000 points worth, but surprisingly, or unsurprisingly I suppose, the Forge World army still ended up being more expensive if you bought it new. So yes, I was very happy with the result of that. So that is really all I wanted to say in this video. Is I wanted to basically tell you about my plans for 2019 with the channel, tell you what I was up to, my own hobby and stuff, and what I'm going to plan to do in the new year that we are already in. And what I really want to get from you guys is what you would like me to do in 2019 with the channel. As like I say, I do really want to sort of concentrate on working on the channel and growing it, and I want to be committed to that. So I'd really like to hear from you guys what you'd like to see. As like I say, this channel I don't do it just for me, guys. I do it generally to try and help as many people as I can, and just make more content, which just more death content, but just more content Age of Sigmar in general. And I do aim it, obviously towards you guys as you are the audience. So if you guys let me know what you would like me to make, what videos, it's only for the better, and it will make up to be a great 2019. Okay guys, I'm going to end the video there. I thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please like, subscribe and comment down below. As I've always said, that helps me more than you can imagine. Every single like I get, every single comment and every single subscriber really does add up hugely, and I can't thank you enough. And I'd like to also say that I've noticed over the last, I think 24 hours or something like that, I have actually accompanied quite a few new subscribers, so I want to thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the content. Feel free, of course, to go and look at all the videos, mainly about death, but if you don't mind that, crack on and enjoy them, and hope you enjoy the content to come. So, like I say guys, I thank you very much for watching. Here's to a great 2019, and remember, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.